Drake Maye. The quarterback that everyone should be loving in the Carolinas big time. Has Drake Maye elevated UNC football or what, man? This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Drake Maye, as he has UNC football in good position to make a run for the ACC championship this season. UNC is currently 5-0 with a 2-0 record in conference play. Their best wide receiver, Tez Walker, has also been able to return for UNC, which is huge for their offense. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Will Drake Maye lead UNC to an ACC championship victory? As a Tar Heels fan, I truly believe that this is the year that UNC will finally get over the hump and win the ACC. I understand that Florida State is also in the ACC as well, and they look really good, but I'm taking UNC for my money. I believe that UNC is going to win the ACC championship because they're going to make it there in the first place. You look at the schedule that they have. They play against number 25 ranked Miami at home. That should be a win considering how Miami doesn't know how to close out games. If you guys remember, Miami choked last week against Georgia Tech when all they had to do was take a knee, and all they did was fumble the football with the game on the line, and then the defense essentially got torched late in the game on the deep ball. So obviously I don't trust Miami. I think Miami is vastly overrated. I'm amazed how Miami is even ranked. I think the only reason why they're ranked is because they have a 4-1 record, but when I watch Miami play, I have not been impressed with them whatsoever. Then they play Virginia in week 8. That should be a win. They play Georgia Tech. That might be a tough game, but that should be a win. Then they play against Campbell University. I mean, come on, guys. That's going to be a win. That's no question about it. Then they got a tough slate of games to finish out the year. They get to play against number 17 ranked Duke. Then they get Clemson. Then they get NC State. The last 2 games being on the road. When I look at this Tar Heels team right now, there is no reason for me to expect that the Tar Heels are not going to end up 10-0 because I'm looking at their schedule right now. They're going to beat Miami. They're going to beat Virginia. They're going to beat Georgia Tech. They're going to beat Campbell. And they're going to beat Duke. When you look at all these teams, I'm thinking 10-0. And I'm thinking this Tar Heels team has a legitimate shot to win the ACC championship this year, because even with one loss, I expect them to be in the ACC championship game. The ACC is improved, yes, but I don't expect Louisville to continue playing as well as what they've had. I don't expect Clemson to catch up. I don't expect Duke to keep pace with Florida State and UNC. When I look at this Tar Heels team, I like their offense a lot. I also like their defense a ton, but I want to start off with the offense. Obviously, you got Drake Maye. I know he's not putting up great numbers this year, but we've seen what Drake Maye can do when he's asked to put up a lot of numbers. He can go ahead and rack up the stat sheet like no other. Drake Maye has still had a really good year, though. He's really mobile. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's really mobile. He's really big. There isn't anything that Drake Maye can't do. When you watch Drake Maye play, you're thinking East Coast version of Justin Herbert. This dude is that good as a passer. This dude went to Myers Park High School, and I got some friends who played on the Myers Park High School team. They told me that Drake Maye is really good and that he has a cannon for an arm and that he is impossible to stop. When you look at Drake Maye, he is the second best quarterback in the country. He's not the second best quarterback in just this region, but the second best quarterback in the entire nation. Only Caleb Williams is better than Drake Maye, but even I could argue that Drake Maye could rival Caleb Williams, but I'm just kidding with that because of the fact that Caleb Williams is a generational talent at the quarterback position. But hey, if Caleb Williams didn't exist, Drake Maye would be the best quarterback in the nation. That's how good Drake Maye is. But then you look at the running game, they got Omari and Hampton. He's already got 7 touchdowns on the year. And then they got British Brooks. He's been pretty good for them as well. And then they got solid backups at the running back position in Caleb Hood and Elijah Green. This UNC team is deep at the running back position. For a team that runs a lot of air raid offense, they are surely deep at the running back position, and they like to run the ball. For a team that runs a lot of air raid concepts, when you have that kind of combination, that's going to make an offense very lethal. Obviously, you look at the receiving room, they get Tez Walker back. That's going to be a huge addition in the receiver room. And then they got Nate McCollum, they got JJ Jones, they got Kobe Pesor. And then, of course, you can't forget about my guy, Gavin Blackwell. This UNC team is deep at receiver, they're deep at running back. And then I'm not even done either with that because their tight end room is also pretty deep too. They got Bryson Nesbitt, an underrated tight end. They got Kamari Morales, he's underrated as well. And then they got John Copenhaver, who's pretty good for a third string tight end. When you look at this UNC offense, they are littered with weapons all over the place, and you're thinking, how is this team not getting more coverage nationally speaking? And honestly, I think the only reason why they're not getting more coverage, at least nationally speaking, is because of the fact that their other team in the ACC, Florida State, has had a tremendous start to the year. Florida State looks like national championship contenders right now. Now, do I think that Florida State will be able to sustain their hot start? No, I don't expect that to happen because I expect the Tar Heels to eventually catch up to them. I don't think Florida State is as good as what the record is saying. They've played in way too many close games for my liking. They almost lost to Boston College. They should have lost to Boston College if their defense doesn't choke late in the game. If Boston College gets the ball back late in that game, they might have upset Florida State. Florida State is not as good as what the record is indicating. Meanwhile, when you look at the Tar Heels, you can say, yeah, they played it close against App State, but then you can also look at some of their other wins and you're thinking, man, this UNC team is really good. Their defense is also really underrated as well. Their defense has has improved big time. They got a new defensive coordinator. They added a lot of pieces defensively. Their defense is still not perfect, but their defense has actually been attempting to play football this year. And when you have a defense that's actually attempting to play football compared to last season, you're going to get an improved product on the football field. UNC last year should not have even won as many games as what they did because of their poor performance defensively, but Drake Maye bailed them out game after game after game. Now this year, the Tar Heels finally have a defense, and although Drake Maye has not put up superstar level like numbers, he quite frankly hasn't needed to. When UNC is blowing out the opponent as much as what they are doing, who cares if Drake Maye isn't putting up 5 touchdowns a game? Who cares if Drake Maye isn't constantly throwing for 400 yards a game? It doesn't matter because UNC is up by so much that they can go ahead and kill the clock come fourth quarter. When I look at this Tar Heels team, I expect 11 wins from this Tar Heels team. I mean, look, if they don't get to 11, they can get to 10, but I'm expecting 11 because this Tar Heels team looks really good right now. And look, if UNC can keep up this pace, they're on the verge of making history. Not only are they going to win the ACC championship for the first time since 1980, they might even be in the conversation for the college football playoff. Can you imagine that? UNC football being in the conversation for the college football playoff. If somebody told me that before the year started, I would have said that you were on drugs and that you needed to get your head tested because I would not have believed it. But with the improved defense, as well as Drake Maye being one of the best quarterbacks in the country, alongside with the weapons that he has, I think UNC can make a run for the college football playoff. Obviously, they got to win the ACC championship, but I think they can get there. I'm looking at their schedule right now. I'm thinking, okay, they're only going to lose one game at most. Now, I get that the last 2 weeks of the season, it's going to be really hard because Clemson, that's a team that UNC has had trouble beating with in the past, but Clemson is not that good this year. And then you got NC State. Even though they're unranked, they're always a tough place for UNC to play at. So obviously, you look at these games and you're thinking UNC's got to take care of business. They got to go 1-0 each and every week. But if they can do that, then that means that this team is meant for business. I think obviously they got to stack up the wins. They got to stack up the good practices. They've done that so far. They got to continue doing that. Their offenses look good. Their defenses look good. Matt Brown has done a great job coaching up these young men. When I look at this UNC team, this is the best team in the ACC right now. I know that there's Florida State in there, but the rest of the supporting cast is not as good as UNC. I get that Jordan Travis, he's really good, but he's not better than Drake Maye. When I look at this Tar Heels team, they are going to win the ACC championship this year. I can feel it. They're playing so good right now. They just got to simply keep pace with everybody else in the ACC, but they can go ahead and do that because if they play Florida State in the ACC championship game, they're going to beat them. I don't care that Florida State has a really talented quarterback. I don't care that Florida State has been improving each and every year. I care about the Tar Heels being really good, and they've shown me that each and every week, and I expect it to continue based on the trend that Drake Maye has been showing for UNC. He's going to lead UNC into history. He's going to get UNC to win the ACC championship this year. I can truly buy it, and if they go undefeated, they're going to make the college football playoff this year. So that is why Drake Maye will lead UNC to an ACC championship victory over Florida State. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @Tez Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Tez and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.